All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for. It is time to go racing from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Dalton McKinney and Corey Stahl on the front row. Jeffrey Radke, Kyle Spees on the second row. Jeffrey Vickery, Lucas Gortman on the third row. Ryan Johnson, Patrick Anderson on the fourth. Mike Miller and Dominic Rossi rounding out your top 10. Jeff Ramsdale in 11th with Wally Babb in 12th. 13th is Joshua McKinney, Richard Crane in 14th. Kevin Bernheimer starts 15th. David Scott in 16th. Matthew Wheeler in 17th. Keith Fonseca in 18th. Michael Gitchell starts in 19th and Luke Smith in 20th. Mike Toomer in 21st, David Gilbert 22nd, Joel Brewer 23rd, Jeffrey DeSanzo 24th, and Shane Ledoux rounding out the 25-car field here at Charlotte. Everybody getting stacked up, ready to go. Just a couple more cars to get to the grid. Charlotte definitely a favorite to broadcast and race at. Multiple grooves, multiple places to go on the track. You can play different fuel and tire strategies to make something happen. And of course, non-stop, side-by-side, nose-to-tail battling. Here they go. They're rolling off. Everybody gets rolling and stacked up, getting ready to go green flag racing at Charlotte. A couple of trucks pulling off. Looks like they may be dropping to the tail end of the field here. And indeed they are. Looks like Luke Smith and Mike Toomer have to drop to the tail end at the start of this one. Carl, that sounds very, very familiar. Hayes' truck leads them around. They get ready through 3 and 4. Hayes' truck is in. Jeffrey Radke and Corey Stahl lead them down. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at Charlotte, and the playoffs begin. Everybody side by side building up speed into turn 1. Halfway down the back straightaway, most of these trucks will be at full speed. Radke still holding on to the lead, clears traffic, has use of both lanes. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Vickery already looking underneath for second place. Barney the Flagman has a great view of this race tonight. Lucas Gortman on the high side lost a spot early, trying to fight back. A little bit of bobbling off turn 2, cold tires. A lot of drivers struggling with the cold tires here early. You see a lot of bobbling out of the turn. Turn 4, as the race goes on, these drivers will start to push. Coming out of turn 4, and that wall is going to get kissed. Corey Stahl fought himself clear, now into second. Sets his sights on Radke. Patrick Anderson back in 9th, but Jeff Ramsdale on the move. Ramsdale in the 97, already up 3 spots into 8th. Mike Miller also on the move, up 4 spots into 5th. Ryan Johnson, one of the names we said you're going to have to watch tonight. He is already moving as well, up 3 spots into 4th. Kevin Bernheimer in the... Oh, we've got a car in the wall. Look like that wall already. Dave Gilbert has had a problem back behind. Oh, Dave looks like he got the entry into turn 1 wrong. Ends up down in the grass. Slides it back up. Dave keeps going. Meanwhile, Bernheimer also on the move tonight. Bernheimer up 3 spots into 12th. Michael Gitchell up 3 spots into 16th. Shane Ledoux is on the march as well. Shane up 5 spots into 20th. And Corey Stahl has taken the lead here early. Top 5 single file, then a lot of battles back behind. Jeff Ramsdale still marching his way toward the front. I'll have to look that one up, Carl. I don't know that I've ever played that. Dominic Rossi in the 11 truck, starting to make his way forward, now up to 9th. It looked like Patrick Anderson may have kissed the wall out of turn 2 on that last lap. This time, no problems though. And a lot of different grooves being used all the way around the track tonight as drivers trying to find some speed and save the tires. They have 4 total tire sets for tonight. Doesn't seem like only 4 tire sets would be a big deal, but they're 8 laps in and lap times will start falling off quickly. The leader's fastest lap, Corey Stahl, was a 30.47 last time by, 31.07. Lap times already starting to go down. Mike Miller on the high side. Ramsdale still on the bottom trying to make his way forward. Ramsdale started in 11th, up to 7th. Mike Miller shutting the door on him. Lucas Gortman right behind this battle, started in 6th, has dropped back to 9th. Don't count Gortman out yet. Also, Kevin Bernheimer started in 15th, now up to 10th, just making his way toward the front. And look at this battle. This is 7th on back. They're just side by side. Nobody giving an inch. That is definitely allowing some of these cars that drop back early an opportunity to start coming back. Oh, big wreck on the back straightaway. No caution yet. Everybody holds on to it, but Dalton McKinney, gets the worst of that one. Mike Miller is on pit road. Let's see if we can see what the heck happened here. Of course, they cleared the... Looks like a car bounces, gets into the wall. Everybody tries to avoid it, heads to the bottom. Several drivers end up in the inside wall trying to save it. Dalton McKinney, Mike Miller, 2 of the drivers that got the worst of it. Meanwhile, Corey Stahl, Jeffrey Radke, and Jeffrey Vickery, all three have pulled away. Ryan Johnson now up into fourth place, trying to run him down from a second back. Spees in fifth with Dominic Rossi side by side. Rossi shoots it to fifth. Rossi up 5 spots, but these guys might want to watch out. That 39 car of Luke Smith already up 10 spots from 20th to 10th. Patrick Anderson also starting to make his way forward in 9th. Bernheimer now up into... Patrick in 8th now. Luke in 9th and Bernheimer in 10th. Bernheimer now having to battle with Joshua McKinney. Carl, yes, I did. I still actually have that game somewhere sitting in my storage unit. Top 3 continue to pull away. They now have a 1 1/4 second and growing gap on 4th place, Ryan Johnson. Meanwhile, Dominic Rossi and Jeff Ramsdell continue to battle it out for 5th place. They are gaining ground on 4th place, Ryan Johnson. Patrick Anderson, Luke Smith, Joshua McKinney, and Kyle Spees all still right there with Bernheimer tailing along. Wally Babb currently running in 12th as Keith Fonseca right on his back bumper. Several drivers involved in that early incident have been to pit road for repairs. David Scott has been to pit road and Mike Miller has been to pit road, as well as Dalton McKinney. Those drivers need this race to stay green flag for a long time until all the pit stops cycle around and can hopefully get a caution that puts them back on cycle with the leaders. Corey Stahl already looking at some lap traffic just ahead. David Scott currently in 24th place. However, Scott on fresh tires might be able to pull away, and I think that was Radke that just kissed the wall. Ryan Johnson in 4th, Dominic Rossi in 5th, Ramsdell and Rossi still battling. Luke Smith, Patrick Anderson still battling back behind. Joshua McKinney has a great view right now. In fact, from his nose cam, it is really good. Nobody is given an inch anywhere out here on track. Patrick Anderson finally manages to clear Luke Smith. And Joshua McKinney pulls back up even closer. Down the front straightaway across the start-finish line, down toward turn 1, multiple grooves, multiple angles, multiple attacks. McKinney getting into the mix now as well, looking on the high side. Couldn't get the nose completely in. And Corey Stahl, if you win this race, David said he is going to buy you that jumpsuit. I am sure there is a story there. Corey Stahl and Jeffrey Vickery have now started to open up a gap on 3rd place. Jeffrey Radke Ryan Johnson had fallen 2 seconds behind, starting to make up a little bit of ground, now about 1.8 seconds back, but here comes Ramsdale still on the attack. Ramsdale shoots underneath, now into 4th place. Luke Smith now up into 7th, up 13 spots, the biggest mover of the night so far, but Keith Fonseca not far behind. Keith looked like he might have gotten a little bit of the apron there on corner entry. Had a brief bobble in 1 and 2. Ryan Johnson now back into 6 as Patrick Anderson goes by. A bit of a surprise, Lucas Gourmets has started to fade. Now back into 15th after starting in 6th. Jeffrey Vickery has taken the lead from Corey Stahl. We are approaching the fuel window here. Let's see how that pass happened. Oh, Corey just gets the wall out of turn 2. Manages to save it. Vickery quickly reacts, gets underneath. Corey now has Ramsdale and Radke right back to his bumper. Ramsdale still on the attack, down low. Drivers should be within their fuel window. Most of the drivers said 25 to 30 laps. Patrick Anderson is now caught back up as well as Jeffrey Radke pulls up into 3rd. Jeffrey Vickery now has a 2-second lead over Jeff Ramsdale. Corey Stahl sits in 3rd, fighting back up on the high side. Does have a little bit of damage to the right rear after kissing the wall. Patrick Anderson trying to make something work on the high side here. It is a bit tricky to make a move on the high side on old tires, but Patrick has got something figured out here. Lap times as tire wear goes on continue to drop. Vickery's fastest lap of 30.64, last time by 32.37, a second and a half fall off in just 28 laps. And a big battle going on from 3rd place on back. 3rd, 4th place, Patrick Anderson and Luke Smith nose to tail. Joshua McKinney in 6th. Keith Fonseca now up into 7th. Keith up top as here we go. Green flag stops are underway. Corey Stahl and Joshua McKinney are on pit road. Lucas Gourmets is in. Looks like these drivers are going to try and split this race evenly, 2 or 3 30-lap segments. The leader is headed to pit road. Jeffrey Vickery is in. Ramsdale is in. Keith Fonseca stays out. The majority of the field now in. Shane Ledoux staying out. Matthew Wheeler stays out. Several drivers involved in that earlier incident also still out. Some had already pitted, like Kyle Spees, Joshua McKinney, and here comes Keith Fonseca. Shane Ledoux headed in as well. Matthew Wheeler headed in. Jeffrey Vickery pulling out. Kyle Spees goes by. He is going to take the lead. Kyle pitted on lap 23. Oh, gets beside David. Dave Gilbert gets a little bit loose. Dave pitted on lap 29. Looks like his tires have not come up to temp. Vickery back off pit road in second place. Here comes Keith Fonseca. Jeff Ramsdale now up to third. Kyle Spees has the lead. He hit pit road lap 23. Dave Gilbert trying to come back by and reclaim the lead lap. Gilbert's going to pull it off. Obviously, we have seen one of the sponsors on the hood of some of these cars. Threat Level Midnight Motorsports out there. These guys doing an amazing job here tonight. Jeffrey Radke, the highest running Threat Level truck right now. And of course, we have seen a couple of cars with the Turkle logo on them as well. Turkle Customs out of Ohio, they do an amazing job. And if anybody's wondering or wanting to order something for me from Turkle Customs, I wear a size 50 Cal Barrett. First round of pit stops has been completed. Mike Miller, who pitted on lap 11 after that early incident, has not been back in yet. One of the few that has not. David Scott also, he pitted on lap 14. He has not been back in. Dalton McKinney pitted on lap 12. He has not been back in yet either. Starting to fade just a little bit. Sonia cheering on Keith Fonseca. Keith currently running in 8th place. Has made a big charge tonight. As well as Luke Smith also up 10 spots. But Bernheimer starting to come back to life. Joshua McKinney, Kevin Bernheimer, Luke Smith going at it. Keith Fonseca in 8th place. Starting to reel in Corey Stoll. Corey currently running in 7th. Had led a lot of laps here early. Trying to make his way back up toward the front. Kyle Spees, as we mentioned, pitted 7 laps before the majority of the field. Jeffrey Vickery pitted on lap 30. Spees on lap 23. Spees currently has a 2 1/4 second lead, but once the tires wear in, expect to see Vickery and crew reeling in the leader. Kyle Spees quickly fighting his way through lap traffic though. Jeffrey Radke battling with Jeff Ramsdell at the moment. That is the battle for second place. Ramsdell, another one of those drivers who marched his way toward the front. And these guys know, especially the playoff drivers, they have got to get some ground, get some points here tonight. Next week is Talladega. And that is always a crapshoot. There's no telling what'll happen. Ramsdell and Vickery are starting to close the gap. Those older tires on Kyle Speed's car starting to wear. And back behind, they are closing in now, 1.4 seconds behind. Vickery down to the bottom. They still battle for second place, and as they battle, that gives Kyle just a little bit of breathing room, plus that lap car is really going to help. Keith Fonseca has caught up to Ryan Johnson and Corey Stahl. Stahl continuing to fight his way back toward the front. Ryan Johnson currently in 6th. Corey Stahl 7th. Keith Fonseca 8th. Oh, Stahl and Johnson almost touch doors. Johnson carries the momentum off turn 4, pulls back ahead. Victoria out here cheering on Corey Stahl. I do have to say, it does appear, and Deanna as well, Corey Stahl has the biggest fan club out here tonight. Next week we will be back for Talladega, the great equalizer. Stahl Army. I'll have to remember that one. The Stahl Army is quite large here tonight. Ramsdell has closed in and taken the top spot from Jeffrey Vickery. Jeffrey Radke right behind in 3rd. Kyle Spees now in 4th. Patrick Anderson currently sits in 5th. Ryan Johnson and Corey Stahl and Keith Fonseca, those 3 cars nose to tail, closing in at the halfway point. Ramsdell lets a lap car back by. David Scott looks like he just came off pit road. He was one of the drivers that pitted very early after that incident, as well as Mike Miller, who has also just completed his stop. Kyle Spees is on pit road. Kyle stopped lap 23, 7 laps earlier than the rest of the field. If this stays green, his strategy may pay off, but a caution could completely destroy his strategy. Jeffrey Radke goes to 2nd place, Vickery to 3rd. Patrick Anderson, Ryan Johnson, Keith Fonseca, Corey Stahl just continue making their way forward. Ramsdell currently has the lead, but man, it is close up here at the front. The top four separated by just over 1 second, 1.1 seconds from first to fourth place. Ryan Johnson, Keith Fonseca starting to close the gap, as well as Corey Stahl in seventh. Luke Smith is there. Luke Curley running in eighth. Bernheimer in ninth, and Joshua McKinney in 10th. Brandon Eagle and Wayne Hillard cheering on Corey Stahl. That Stahl army just getting bigger and bigger every lap. Those of you who are new to the broadcast, thank you for tuning in tonight. It is great to be here and broadcast these playoffs for this great group of guys. Next week, as we mentioned, we will be at Talladega. Then that'll be the cutoff race. The top 8 will advance in the playoffs, going to Michigan and Iowa, where after Iowa, 4 more drivers will be eliminated, and the final 4 will go to Las Vegas for the championship race. That top 3 still sitting nose to tail. Patrick Anderson is closing in on him. Ryan Johnson and Keith Fonseca also closing that gap. Corey Stahl just behind. Corey losing a little ground now, having to battle with Luke Smith. Kevin Bernheimer is reeling him in as well. There's some of those Turkle custom cars driven by Kevin Bernheimer and Joshua McKinney. Hey, thank you, David. Appreciate you, buddy. Ramsdale side by side in the mix. Jeffrey Radke. Lap traffic just ahead is going to make this battle very, very interesting. The top 2 side by side giving Vickery a chance to close in, also helping Patrick Anderson. This field is spread out, but as the leaders start to battle and lap traffic comes into play, the drivers behind are about to get a great opportunity to pull back up as Radke goes to the lead. Patrick Anderson has been sitting in the holy cow. The 23 pushes up the track. Patrick Anderson have been using him to draft around the track. Mike Toomer just gets into 3 and 4 a little too deep, washes up the track. Anderson had to make a quick move underneath, pulls it off, and is now has no drafting help. We've got some close calls out of turn 2. Richard Crane had a really rough rub coming out of turn 2. Looks like minimal damage to the truck, though. Crane currently in 23rd, but last stopped on lap 50. He's got the freshest tires on the track. Kyle Spees, who went from leading on on older tires, now in 19th, but also has fresh tires, pitted on 46. In 3 laps, we should start to see the final round of pit stops. Everybody will be able to go the distance on fuel from lap 60. Holy cow! Radke gets way loose off turn 2. Lap car, fresh tires, charging back, trying to get back to the lead lap. Richard Crane, that is, I have to tell you from past experience, you may be a lap down, but when you're on fresh tires, cutting through traffic like that, it is fun. Get about 5 laps of feeling like you are Superman. Radke has the lead, and all the fresh tires on the lap cars are coming back by. Ramsdale in second, now 7/10 of a second back. Vickery still right with him. Patrick Anderson a second behind in fourth, with Ryan Johnson right on his back bumper. Keith Fonseca less than half a second behind him. Luke Smith now up 13 spots into 7th. Corey Stahl right on his bumper. Joel Brewer has come to pit road, and here we go. Radke's in. Vickery is in. Ramsdale stays out and reclaims the lead. Corey Stahl is in. Luke Smith is in. Joshua McKinney is in. Everybody headed to their pit boxes. The final stop of the race. Corey Stahl heads in. He hits his pit box. 4 tires and fuel for all the drivers. Right sides are up. Ryan Johnson has taken the lead. Something is wrong, Ryan Johnson. I think he's run out of gas. Ryan Johnson is out of gas. He is not under power. Ryan trying to stretch the fuel mileage here. It did not work out. Kyle Spees will reclaim the lead here in a moment. Ramsdale coming off pit road. Radke just went by. He's going to take second. Ryan Johnson trying to limp it back to pit road. Kyle Spees is on that different tire strategy, though. He will have to make at least one more stop. Ryan Johnson has made it to pit road. He's going to limp it to his stall. His chances of winning are gone, but he will get out and get some points here. Meanwhile, Kyle Spees on a totally different tire strategy now has an 8.8 second lead over second place Jeffrey Radke, but Radke is closing quick. Vickery now in third. Jeff Ramsdale in fourth. Patrick Anderson now in fifth. Keith Fonseca in sixth. Corey Stahl in second. Bernheimer in eighth. Bernheimer looks low. Kyle Spees' lead is closing very, very quickly. Now the gap is down to 7 seconds. Radke is charging. Spees is on pit road. He can go the distance from here. He'll have the freshest tires when he comes out, but Radke is going to take the lead. Now the question is, does Spees' strategy pay off? 25 laps to go at Charlotte. Vickery in second, closing in 2 seconds behind. Ramsdale 1.5 seconds behind in third. 2.5 seconds back, Patrick Anderson and Keith Fonseca, fourth and fifth. Bernheimer reeling them in with Stahl in sixth and seventh. Luke Smith continuing to march his way forward, 2.2 seconds back in eighth. Joshua McKinney ninth, and Michael Gitchell has now made his way into the top 10. We said it at the top of the race, it is non-stop racing at Charlotte. Doesn't matter the strategy, the fuel mileage, because it all comes down to who is fastest. Kyle Spees is back out off pit road, currently in 18th. He is closing quickly on Richard Crane in 17th in points. Remember, Spees is one of the playoff drivers. Spees came in tonight 7th in points. If he doesn't make up some ground, he is going to go back into the 9th through 12th place trucks and could be eliminated next week. Talladega will be the great equalizer. Radke's lead is shrinking. Vickery now 1.8 seconds back. Ramsdale continuing to close in. Anderson continues to close in. Keith Fonseca now has to deal with Kevin Bernheimer. Bernheimer has ran him down. Keith Fonseca came in tonight 7th in points. Looking for a top 5 finish to maintain his spot. Bernheimer is not in the playoffs. He is 15th in points. And Jeffrey Radke, leading the race, came into tonight 2nd in points. Just 2 points behind Luke Smith. Luke currently running in 8th place. Radke is definitely going to take the points lead if they finish as they run now. Vickery came in tonight just outside of the top 12, not in playoff contention, but Jeff Ramsdale, he came in tonight 12th in points. He is doing exactly what he needs to do to stay up and not get eliminated after Daggett. From the blimp overhead, Radke has lap traffic ahead. How much of a factor will those lap cars be? Bernheimer has cleared Fonseca, sets his sights on Patrick Anderson just ahead, and you see Corey Stahl lurking just behind. Corey continues to close the gap. Anderson looks like he is going to try and get back by. He's got the nose in as they come into the quad oval down the front stretch. Into turn 1, side by side. Fonseca gets the nose ahead. And Keith Fonseca is back to 5th. David, that is awesome. Corey Stahl currently sits in 7th. He is gaining on Bernheimer and Fonseca. Patrick Anderson is also coming back into range. Joshua McKinney back in 8th. Luke Smith in 9th. Dominic Rossi currently sits in 10th, but has Wally Babb right on the bumper. And Michael Gitchell closing in. Matthew Wheeler also headed toward the front, currently in 13th, is gaining on several cars ahead. Shane Ledoux sits in 14th. Jeffrey DeSanzo in 15th of 9 spots tonight. Kyle Spees on that different tire strategy, currently in 16th place, trying to run down everybody ahead of him. Last time by, Kyle was a half second or more faster than everybody in front of him, but with only 13 laps to go, how much ground can he make up? Vickery and Ramsdale battling again for second place. Anderson still trying to close that gap as they battle. Fonseca right there with him. Bernheimer now in 6th place. And Kyle Spees has just caught up to traffic and is starting to cut his way through. Now up into 15th. Radke gets a little bit of breathing room as they battle it out. Now has 1.4 second lead, but Ramsdale has 10 laps to run him down. Patrick Anderson still gaining ground, but 2.8 seconds back. Corey Stahl has caught back up to Kevin Bernheimer. Luke Smith shoots it underneath. Joshua McKinney doesn't even have an answer for the speed. Keith Fonseca so far has been the biggest mover of the night, up 13 spots, looking to make it 14th as he gets it under Anderson. Anderson still fighting back up on the high side. Anderson came into tonight 11th in points. This could be a huge, huge finish for him. Radke letting lap cars by. They are on fresher tires. Lucas Gorman pitted on lap 72. Whoa! Radke has a little problem off turn 2. Manages to hold on to her. But he lost even more ground. Ramsdale now 1.3 seconds back. Corey Stahl, Kevin Bernheimer still battling. That is for 6th. Luke Smith 4 seconds behind and gaining. He is pulled away from Joshua McKinney in 9th. Wally Babb in 10th. Pulling a gap on 11th place, Dominic Rossi. Michael Gitchell back in 12th. Matthew Wheeler is closing in on him. Hey, good evening, JR. How are you, buddy? Radke does not want to look in his mirror right now because that DuPont Chevrolet is coming quickly. 5 laps to go for Jeffrey Radke. Can he hold them off? Ramsdale and Vickery still sitting second and third, still gaining ground. 1.25 seconds back. Fonseca in fourth, about 3 seconds back at closing. Corey Stahl has cleared Bernheimer, now up into 6th place, 2.9 seconds behind Patrick Anderson, gaining a little bit. Radke still holding that 1.25 second lead. Radke comes across. They tell him 3 laps to go. He's maintaining that gap just a little bit. Ramsdale pushes harder into turn 1 this time. Richard Crane on fresher tires closing in. Crane currently 21st, a couple of laps down, but could help the second and third place car. Caution! Caution is out with 2 laps to go. We're going to get a green-white checkered finish. Let's see if we can determine what the heck that caution was for. Trying to find where the issue may have been. I don't see any wrecked trucks anywhere. That was the closest 2 cars. I am not sure what the caution is for, but everybody is coming to pit road. And let's see if I can get a hold of David Gilbert, find out exactly what the heck happened. Hey, David, it's Doug. You got me?
Oh yeah, I'm dying here.
Oh crap! I'm so sorry, buddy.
Not you. I for the last 20 laps, my throttle has been stuck at 3/4 throttle.
Oh no!
Fix it.
We could not determine what the caution was for. What happened out on track?
So it sounds like the 92 and the 12. The 92 might have clipped the apron and got into the 12 and caused it.
Okay, well, I will go find that replay, and hopefully you get your throttle fixed quickly.
Yeah, I had to tow. It's all right.
Well, good luck, buddy.
All right, man.
All right, so it sounds like the 92 and the 12 got together. Let's see if... See if we can find the incident that brought the caution out. Deep into 1 and 2. Looked like the 92 was way down on the apron. They did have a couple of cars right back behind them, and wow, okay. Yeah, they are getting close as they head down into 1 and 2. Oh, there we go, and oh, the 12 ends up on his lid going for a spin. After pit stops, it looks like Kyle Spees comes out. Kyle did not go to pit road. This could spell trouble for the restart. If he cannot get the power down, that inside line will back up. Everybody from Jeff Ramsdale on back is on 4 fresh Goodyears. Things are about to heat up here, folks. Barney gives the signal from the stands. 1 lap to go. And Spees not only is on old tires, he's got damage to the back of that truck. Several cars back to the lead lap now. Dalton McKinney, Mike Toomer all come back around. They're back on the lead lap. And they're going to restart with Spees and Jeff Ramsdale on the front row. Jeffrey Radke and Joshua McKinney on the second. Keith Fonseca and Jeffrey Vickery on the third. Patrick Anderson, Corey Stahl on the fourth. Kevin Bernheimer and Luke Smith rounding out your top 10. A green-white checkered finish here at Charlotte. 87 laps without, actually 88 laps without an issue. Coming to the white flag, we get the first caution of the night. David Gilbert has gotten the car fixed. He is back out. Kyle Spees in control. Here we go. They fire, green flag in the air. Looked like Spees may have bobbled on the restart. Those old tires not wanting to get going. He is getting a big push from Radke into turn 1. He can't hold the bottom. He goes up. Radke down. And Gilbert comes out on track. Gilbert wisely stays down on the apron. Radke has the lead. Second place is Jeffrey Vickery. Corey Stahl is now in third. White flag is in the air. Holy crap. Caution is out. We're going to get another green-white checkered. Looks like there might have been an issue with... Oh, Bernheimer tried to... Holy cow. The big one out of turn 4. We'll try and get some different angles on this incident. Several cars involved here. Bernheimer tries to get through, and it looks like the 38 might have gotten bumped, turned up into Bernheimer, and they all block the track. Wally Babb, Michael Gitchell, Dominic Rossi, Lucas Gortman, all involved. Kevin Bernheimer. I'm not 100% sure that Lucas Gortman didn't get through that one unscathed. No, Lucas did end up getting into a car that was turned on the front straightaway. Heavy damage on the front end of that truck. So we get another attempt at a green-white checkered. I am not sure what happened, but Corey Stahl went to pit road. Let's take a look at the wreck again. I did not think Corey was involved. And I'm not sure why he would go to pit road, but... No, everything happens behind Stahl. There's the caution out. An odd situation here late in the race. Gonna see if we can get a quick word with Corey on what happened there. Hey, Corey, this is Doug up in the booth. You got me?
Yep.
Hey, real quick before you go back to green, what the heck happened there? You charged to third and suddenly go to the pit road.
I didn't expect to have 2 green-white checkers. Just didn't have enough gas, man. Pretty frustrated right now. We felt like we were across the line.
Well, man, great job so far tonight. Hopefully you can fight back and get you some more points.
Yeah, I hope so.
Good luck, man.
Hey, thank you.
Obviously, Corey Stahl, very dejected, just did not expect that second green-white checkered finish, which makes you question, well, no, everybody should have gotten fuel on that last stop. When they all got 4 tires, this is a bit interesting. Taking a quick look, Corey is currently in 12th place. It looks like it was a fuel-only stop, but he did make a massive charge on that restart to fight his way up to third. How many spots can he get here? There's a lot of fast trucks up here. Luke Smith in 5th, up 15 spots. Keith Fonseca up 12 spots into 6th. Michael Gitchell up 11 spots into 9th. Jeffrey DeSanzo up 14 spots into 10th. Mike Toomer, who has just been lurking outside of the top 10 all night, has fought his way up to 11th, up 10 spots. Lights are out on the pace truck. We're getting a single file restart because the caution flew before a lap was completed. And drivers cannot pass below. They can only pass on the high side before the start-finish line. You cannot get under another driver. You cannot pass under another driver until you cross the start-finish line. Hence, drivers keeping as close to the wall as possible here on the restart. Pace truck is in. Jeffrey fires there away and green flag in the air. Single file down into turn 1. Does anybody have enough to shoot the gap here early? Down the back straightaway, side by side mid-pack. Cars starting to make a move. Corey Stahl has picked up 1 spot. Oh, Corey, gets into the 92. 92 up the track, Corey into the top 10. White flag in the air. They will race to the finish from here. Jeffrey Radke in the lead. Ramsdell in 2nd, Vickery in 3rd. Spees has made his way back up into 6th. Oh, we've got a big mess right outside top 10. But out of turn 4, here they come. Jeffrey Radke is going to do it. He wins at Charlotte. Jeff Ramsdale comes home 2nd. Jeffrey Vickery manages a 3rd place finish. Wow. '88 green flag laps, and then anarchy breaks out. Luke Smith comes home 4th. Keith Fonseca finishes 5th. Kyle Spees 6th. Patrick Anderson 7th. Wally Babin 8th. Corey Stahl in 9th. And Mike Toomer comes home in 10th. And let's see if we can talk to our top 3. Starting with Jeffrey Vickery. Hey, Jeffrey, it's Doug up in the booth. You got me?
I got you. What's up?
Hey, man, a great race tonight, and obviously a bit of a battle there at the end. It got a little nuts after 88 green flag laps.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Jeffrey, both Jeffreys are awesome. Even running side by side with the 97, it was a fun time. So he was very quick all race as well. I don't know, it's a good race.
I have to ask, if I change my name to Jeffrey, am I going to be faster?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's part of the thing you sign up for when you become a Jeffrey. So, yeah.
Well, man, the Jeffreys dominated tonight. A great job, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Jeffrey Vickery comes home in 3rd. Jeff Ramsdale comes home in 2nd. Jeff, that was quite a battle. I honestly thought you had it there for a while.
I thought so. Strategy was playing in my hand there a little bit, and I don't know if Radke was going to make it at the end there, but I was sure it was going to make it. But I think I used my tires up a little too much. But come back, that caution came out, and I was on the outside, and didn't think I was going to be talking to you tonight. But here I am talking to you, so I'm happy.
Well, man, it was a great battle. Obviously, the caution kind of threw everything out the window, but that was a great 88 lap strategy play just to come down and fight it out for just a few laps.
That was. I had a run on the outside of him in 3 and 4, but it just didn't stick. And hats off to Radke. He's a fast competitor, and it's a Jeff show.
It definitely is. I'm thinking about getting my name legally changed to Jeff, so I'll be faster. Great job tonight, man. Congratulations.
I appreciate you, and thanks for broadcasting the playoffs here.
My pleasure, buddy. And finally, Jeff Radke with the win. Jeffrey, I've told the other two I'm legally changing my name after tonight because I'd be faster if my name was Jeffrey too. You guys put on one heck of a show tonight. That was quite a bit of battling up there in the top 5. You guys were just back and forth all night. It looked like at different points, different drivers were dominant.
Yeah, there in the beginning, I kind of pushed it a little too hard and ended up checking the wall a little, so that slowed me down for that first stint. But once I made it to where my scheduled pit stop was, got it fixed up, and then was able to start tracking the guys back down and getting the lead.
Well, and looking at it tonight, even better for you. You came in tonight 2nd in points, but with Luke finishing back and forth, you're going to take the points lead going into the cutoff race at Talladega.
That's awesome. Now's a good time to get hot, and with the EOL that I get, Talladega is a good place to get it.
That is definitely the case, and hey, you're probably going to be safe no matter what chaos comes out of that race.
Yeah, that was what I was hoping for, just to kind of put that one out of my mind and focus on the rest of the season.
Well, man, you got it done. That was an awesome win and an awesome fight there at the end. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks.
The Jeff show tonight. Jeffrey Radke, though, ends up with the win. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, we'll have some more streams throughout the weekend. And Sunday morning, GT3 NSS is back. Sunday evening, BRR and 3Y Gen 4 Racing is back, and a whole lot more broadcasts throughout the week. You can check out anything you've missed on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Wow, they ran me out of breath. I'm going to catch it. You guys have a wonderful night, y'all.